Right now, somewhere someone is looking at your LinkedIn profile, trying to decide if you're legit, and you've got a default banner, a headline that says nothing, and a landing page that looks like a template you didn't finish. Nobody's buying from that. And you don't need revenue or testimonials to fix it. When I started selling my SaaS, I had 0 paying customers, but I looked like I had been doing this for years. I'm going to show you how to do the same thing. 3 things: LinkedIn, landing page, and social proof you can create. When I was doing marketing for hair clinics, I had this one clinic in Miami. Total deal was $2,000, $1,000 for me, $1,000 for ad spend. Before they sign anything, before they send a single dollar, they did a full reference check. 3 of my past clients called each one completely different country. This wasn't a $100,000 enterprise deal. This wasn't some massive corporate contract. This was $1,000 a month, $1K a month, and they still picked up the phone, called 3 separate businesses, verified my work with each one, made sure I was legitimate before they committed to anything. Now imagine showing up to that conversation with a default LinkedIn banner, no website, and no proof you've done this before. What do you think happens? You don't even get the conversation. You get skipped silently. Nobody tells you why. They just move on to someone who looks like they know what they're doing, and you never find out it happened. When a buyer is evaluating you, they're comparing you to every other option on the table, and the only thing they can judge before buying is how you present yourself. They can't see your code, they can't test your product, they can't evaluate your architecture, they can't read your unit test. All they see is what shows up when they Google your name, your LinkedIn, your landing page. That's it. That's all they have. That's the due diligence wall. There's a wall between you and every potential buyer, and the wall is Google. Right now, most founders have nothing on the other side of that wall. No real photo, no real profile, no proof, no reason to trust them. Just an empty page that screams, I set this up 3 years ago and never came back. Most developers skip this entirely, not because they don't know it matters, because it feels like marketing, and developers don't do marketing. The product should speak for itself, but the product doesn't get a chance to speak if nobody trusts you enough to try it. When I started selling the Champ, I had 0 paying customers. 0, but I had a landing page, beta testimonies from free users, screenshots of the product working, actual conversations being handled. That was it. No revenue numbers, no trusted by 500 companies badge, no press mentions, just enough to look real. And that was enough to start getting calls because I passed the due diligence wall. When someone Googled me, something showed up. When they checked my LinkedIn, it looked like a real person selling a real product, not a side project someone abandoned. That's all it took to get the conversation. Professional presentation isn't about looking fancy. It's not about having the most polished brand or the best design. It's about surviving due diligence. People Google you, people check your LinkedIn, people look at your landing page, and they do all of this before they ever talk to you, not after, before. If you fail the Google test, you never get the meeting, you never get the reference check, you never get the chance to show your product, you never get the chance to prove that the code behind it is solid. The sale died before it started and you don't even know it happened. So the first thing people check is your LinkedIn, and most developers profiles look like they were created to satisfy an HR department in 2019 and never touched again. Let me show you what mine actually looks like and exactly what to change so yours stops working against you. When I started selling the Champ, I decided to run an experiment on LinkedIn. Post every day, send connection requests every day, see if I could book calls through that. After about a week or 2, I'd send about 200 connection requests. That's LinkedIn's limit. 3 calls were booked, 3 calls from 200 connection requests. Not a crazy number, but the point is it worked. People actually responded, and it only worked because the profile looked like someone we're talking to. You know what most developers' profiles look like? A weird profile picture, one internship, headline that says software developer, default banner, bio that reads like a resume from 2019. Nobody's reaching out to that person to buy anything. The bar is not high. You just need to look like a real person who's building something real. A proper headshot, a headline that says what you do, not what your job title is, a banner that's not the default blue gradient, something in your featured section. That's it. I know it feels cringy, it feels like marketing, and some of you are thinking, what about my employer? But think about it. You're making your profile look more professional. What's the issue? No employer is going to complain about that. LinkedIn cold outreach gets 10 to 25% reply rates. Cold email gets 1 to 5%. The platform works, but only if your profile gives people a reason to reply instead of a reason to scroll past. Takes an afternoon, maybe less. Most developers never do it because it feels beneath them. They rather spend the afternoon refactoring code nobody sees. LinkedIn gets people to your door, but the door has to open into something real. When someone clicks through your landing page, what do they actually see? Because there's a specific moment where most SaaS landing pages lose the visitor completely, and it's not what you'd expect. Your landing page doesn't need to be beautiful, it needs to be real, and most of them aren't. 5 seconds, that's how long someone gives your page before they decide if it's real or not. Can they tell what you do? Who's it for? Does anyone else use it? If the answer is no to any of those, they leave. The thing that kills landing pages isn't bad design, it's vagueness. AI-powered automation for a business. That tells me nothing. Say what you actually do. Say who it's for. Show a screenshot of the product working. That's it. When I launched the MChamp, I had a landing page with a clear value proposition, product screenshots, and beta testimonials. That was it. No revenue numbers, no trusted by 500 companies bad, just enough to prove the thing was real. And that's the part people get stuck on. They say, I have 0 customers. What social proof can I possibly have? You have more than you think. Give 3 people free access for a week. Ask them what they thought. Use their words on your page. That's a real testimonial. The fact that they didn't pay doesn't make their experience less valid. Beta testimonials, product screenshots, a demo video, none of this requires a single paying customer. 77% of landing pages have 0 social proof. If you add anything at all, you're already ahead. The difference between this looks like a real product and this looks like a weekend project someone abandoned is not design. It's specificity and proof. Get 1 person to vouch for it. That's the bar. 3 things: LinkedIn, landing page, social proof. None of them require revenue. None of them require a team. All of them can be done today. And the gap between getting the meeting and getting skipped is whether you did them or not. A hair clinic spending $1,000 a month checked 3 references before signing. Called 3 past clients in different countries. That's a bar for $1,000. Default LinkedIn banner, template landing page, 0 social proof. You're not even in a conversation. You never were. The thing that kept me from doing this for too long wasn't knowledge. I knew LinkedIn mattered. I knew the landing page needed work. There was a belief developers shouldn't have to market themselves. The product should speak for itself. Writing a LinkedIn heading about what I solve instead of what I am, somehow beneath me. It doesn't work that way. People check your LinkedIn before they ever even open your app. People look at your landing page before they ever try your product. Your product never gets a chance to speak if you don't get past the wall first. Even now, every time I update my LinkedIn or write something about the MChamp, part of me still thinks this is cringe, but that cringe is the gap between how developers think and how buyers think. And buyers pay them bills. You now look like someone who are buying from. LinkedIn's fixed, landing page looks great, social proof exists, but looking professional doesn't mean anyone actually sees you. You can have the best profile, the cleanest landing page, the most credible social proof, and still get 0 traffic. Because distribution is the next problem. How do you actually get in front of people? AppSumo, Product Hunt, cold outreach, LinkedIn outreach, paid ads, the actual channels and the actual playbook for getting your first customers to see what you've built. That's the next video.